morning, kindergartners. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I know how excited you are to finally be learning about weather today. Last week we talked a lot about sciences such as rocks and animals and cloud formations, but this week we're going to be talking more about weather. And before we get started, I need someone from the class to tell me about their favorite kind of weather. Anybody have any suggestions? Oh, Brett?
Rain.
You like rain. I love rain too. Brett, can you tell the class something you might wear when it's raining?
Jacket.
Jacket. Perfect. So Brett suggested rain. And there are 3 other types of weather we're going to be learning about today. And we'll go over that right now. So today, as a class, we're going to be learning about hot days, rainy days, snowy days, and windy days. And then we're also going to be talking about what to wear during different kinds of weather. And we're going to be learning about that through different stations around the class with the help of our parent volunteers. So before we get started on that, we're going to watch some videos and look at some pictures of different types of weather, just so you have a good idea in your head of what weather we'll be talking about. So first up, we're going to be watching a video of rain. I want you to watch the rain fall and listen to the pitter-patter of the raindrops fall on the ground. You can see it dripping, and you can hear it fall to the ground. Just a few more seconds of watching this. Awesome. So we talked about rainy days, and next we're going to be talking about snowy days. So in this picture you can see this dog enjoying the cold weather and the snow. So can I have a volunteer again tell me about maybe something you'd wear on a snowy day? Brett?
Mittens.
Mittens, yes, mittens are a good thing to wear so your fingers don't get cold. So now that we know about snowy days and we know about rainy days, we're going to talk about 2 more kinds of weather. After watching and listening to the video of rain as well as seeing a snowy picture, the students will watch a video of powerful winds shaking trees and see a picture of a hot day. The students will be given the opportunity to talk about what one might do in certain types of weather, leading into the discussion about what one should wear in certain types of weather. So now that we've learned about the 4 different types of weather we're going to go over today, I have some pictures on the board of some kids dressed up for certain types of weather. This first example, we're going to go over hot day clothes, so something you should wear when it's hot outside. The sun's out shining and you're sweaty maybe, and you might get a sunburn or something because it is so hot. But before we go over that, we're going to talk about what each person's wearing. So this little boy's wearing some sunglasses, he has a little turtle floaty on, maybe for the pool, and he has swim trunks on and a towel. And this girl here is wearing mittens and boots, and she's drinking a hot cocoa with a hat on. So I need someone from the class to come up here and point to the person wearing the best clothes for a hot day. All right, come on up. Awesome, so our classmate chose this little boy as wearing the right clothes for a hot day, and he is correct. He is wearing the sunglasses so his eyes don't hurt from looking at the sun or it being too shiny outside. And he also has swim trunks on so he can go swimming. Can you all raise your hand if you like to go swimming? Everybody has their hand up. I knew that you would. Swimming is too fun, but it's best on a hot day. Let's go to our next example. So now we're going to go over rainy day clothes. And Brett gave us a good example of what you might wear on a rainy day. So if you want to remember what he said earlier, that might help you out in this example. So the 2 kids, we have one wearing glasses, he probably just needs to wear those, and a short sleeve shirt and pants and shoes, a pretty typical outfit. And then we have a little girl over here wearing a hat and rain boots and a jacket, and she has an umbrella with her. So can I have another volunteer come up from the class to tell me which person's best dressed for rain? Oh, perfect, come on up. Okay, so our classmate chose this boy as wearing the right clothes for rain. And I need just one more person. If you have a different answer, can you come up here and show us? Yeah, come on up. Okay, so we have this classmate said that she's wearing the right clothes, and you all did such a good job, but this girl is wearing the best clothes for rain because she has her umbrella on so she doesn't get wet, and she's holding that. She has her rain boots on so she can splash in puddles, and she has a jacket. And sure, this boy could wear these clothes out in the rain, but he would get very, very wet.
One more example will be provided to the students. This time, it will be what someone should wear on a snowy day. A picture of a child dressed for a day at the beach will be shown by a girl dressed warmly with a snowman side by side. It will again be up to the students to determine which outfit is best for snowy weather. Following that example will be the explanation of the weather stations led by the teacher and parent volunteers.
Kindergartners, you all did such a wonderful job deciding which person was best dressed for the weather. Now that I feel like everyone has a good idea of the 4 different weather types we've talked about and what's best to wear in the weather, we're going to have a little bit of fun with some stations. And when I say go, we're going to get into our 3 reading groups that we do every morning, and you're going to go to the stations that are led by the parent volunteers we have today. But before we get started, I wanted to go over each station that you'll be participating in. So the first station we're going to be going over is Feeling Weather. So this is a really fun one where you get to interact with different things that represent the weather. So you're going to be touching some cold things, you're going to be touching some hot things, you're going to pretend that you're in a rain shower with the mist, and then we're also going to be going over windy days with the help of a fan. And then the next station is Dressing Up the Weather. So we had some awesome parents bring in some of clothes that you might wear, and I also brought some of my own things, and you'll get to play dress up for whatever weather is best for the certain things you're dressing up as. And then the last thing is the My Favorite Weather worksheet. So you get to determine what your favorite type of weather is, whether it be rainy weather or windy weather or hot weather or cold weather when it's snowing outside. And you're going to get to draw yourself dressed up for your favorite type of weather. And you'll have so much practice remembering what you need to wear by the help of the other stations. So when I say go, you may stand up and stand with your reading group, and I'll tell you which station to go to.
During the Feeling Weather station, parent volunteers will let each child feel a hot pad and ice pack, as well as be misted by the spray bottle and stand in front of a fan. These examples serve as a simulation for the weather types and allow for students to have a hands-on experience related to their senses. The students at Station 2 will be given 1 card each with either hot, snowy, or rainy written on it. Based upon the card they get, the students will dress up accordingly with the clothes and items provided. Once they are done, the teacher and parents will check to make sure they are dressed appropriately. There will be no outfit for windy weather, since wind can occur during any season or temperature. In order to assess whether or not the kindergartners understand the different types of weather and what they should wear during different types of weather, the students will be given a sheet where they must draw a picture of themselves in their favorite weather. The 4 main types previously taught will be listed on the screen, and an example drawing will be in the box where the students should draw. This station will take place closest to the board, and the teacher will be assisting at the station. The individual work time during the worksheet allows for questions to be asked, and the teacher can help kids decide on what weather is their favorite if they struggle with coming up with something. If a child cannot draw what is expected, they can also look up photos on their device of what they should wear in their favorite type of weather. This station, as well as the dress-up station, will serve as the main assessments of the lesson, since the teacher will be able to observe who is taking in the information taught and applying it to the activities. Between the videos, pictures, hands-on stations, personalized activities, and strong parental involvement, this lesson is great for kindergarten learners of all abilities. The Kindergarten Science Common Core standard addressed in this lesson is use and share observations of local weather conditions to describe patterns over time. In Kansas, we experience wind, rain, heat, and snow, illustrating local weather conditions. Descriptive words such as rainy, snowy, windy, and hot were taught and enforced throughout the lesson, and weather patterns over time can be addressed in future lessons now that the students have been given the foundational knowledge of local weather types.